I pulled out that shotgun, build a cube, I edit that thing, look at you, and I put in that thing in your face, and I shot that thing in a 1, 2, 2, 2. And let's get started. Woo! Okay, so this video is Ding Dong Ditch horror stories, and it's the most disturbing Ding Dong Ditch stories out there. Let's go.
During Christmas break, my friends Chris, Presto, Robert, Luke, Chase, Jamie, and Kevin were tired of just only watching football all night and decided that one day we would ding dong ditch. Towards the end of our break, we all gathered at a pizza place and started going around town trying to find a perfect house. After we found a house, my friend Chris rang the doorbell like 5 times and we all ran away laughing. Then we did this for a second time and we all ran away laughing again. When we went back for a third time, my friend Chris again went to ring the bell and he rang it again at least 5 times and we all ran away. After this time, we thought that the people in the house were just not giving into our prank and we started to walk back to my friend Presto's house. While all of a sudden, I looked back and saw this man charging full speed at us. I told everyone to start running and I saw the panic in all my friends' eyes. Presto slipped while we were running but was fast enough to catch back up with us. We then took shelter in Presto's backyard, and we saw the man wandering around the block looking for us until he gave up. We were all scared and decided to just go home.
No.
But we wanted to do the same house again the next day. When the next day arrived, I told my friends that this time I would ring the bell because I haven't in a while. When I got up and rang the bell and we all started to run away, we all saw the man again chasing us. After we kept running and couldn't see him, we noticed that the man was now in his car speeding after us. This is when we started to split up.
Okay, shut up.
Me, Chase, Robert, and Kevin all ran down one block, while Luke, Jamie, and Presto ran down another. After Chase and Robert found a place to hide, Kevin and I were still running away from the man. We hid under some trees for 10 seconds, thinking we lost the man, until the man started to run over people's properties and curbs still after us. This is when Kevin started to run away and I followed him. But because Kevin had a head start, he was able to escape, and the man saw me and nearly hit me with his car while blocking my way. While the man stopped his car in front of me, I quickly took out my phone and recorded this video.
Get over here. Where were you going?
Sorry, I swear I gotta do anything.
Where were you going?
Sorry, I swear I gotta do anything. Sir.
Get in the car, you fuck.
Yo, wait, what if he's just like chasing him right behind us?
Here you can see the man's reaction, asking me where I was going and telling me to get in his car as he was holding my head and arm but let go of my arm to open the door. While he was doing this, I took my hand and pushed his hand off my head, which gave me enough room to escape. While I was
If I was, like, personally, if I was that guy, if I had a spare dog leash, I would put it on him and yank him in my car.
sprinting down the road, I remember seeing the man going right back into his car about to chase me again. But since I had a head start on the man, I decided to hide in a bush as I saw him speed down the block trying to find me again.
We're on to story 2. Let's go, let's go.
Most kids who play Ding Dong Ditch are, I'd say, between the ages of 10 and 14. My friends and I, however, I guess matured a little later. We were 16, juniors in high school.
If I was ding dong ditching someone and it wasn't even Halloween, I would get like in a dog suit, right? And I was like
You need a face man when he ding dong ditch.
no, yeah, and I ding dong ditch them and I run like, but it would be at like 2 or 3 a.m. So.
We live in, I guess, what most would call the typical middle-class suburbs. Most of the houses are basic and look more or less the same. There is one house that a lot of people know about a few blocks away from me.
Though.
It has an architectural style much different and more archaic looking than the rest. It had a for sale sign out front for the longest time, and I guess around a year after the for sale sign disappeared was when the story took place. We weren't sure if someone had moved in or not, as the grass never seemed to be cut. But on an uneventful weekend night, 2 friends and I wanted to play Ding Dong Ditch on the house. He tried ringing the bell, then said back to us the doorbell didn't seem to work, so we made knocking motions. He knocked on the door really hard, then he ran for the bush next to the front door. We waited for a minute, but no answer. Joel came running back. It was my turn to go. I ran up to the front door,
Oh, no.
and instead of giving a loud knock, I banged really hard on the door. As I banged, the door pushed open just a tad, giving me a near heart attack and causing me to Olympic sprint behind the bushes in the front of the house. I crouched down in the bushes alongside Joel and Eric, expecting someone to come outside. Moonlight mixed with the light from the streetlights outside shone through the windows, so we could see enough if you're wondering how we saw without flashlights. We crept into the kitchen, and this was where it got gross. There was a foul odor in there, and when we opened the fridge, we realized where it was coming from. There was a bunch of old, expired, rotting things in there.
I thought it was gonna be dead bodies.
The putrid smell was like a mix of long-spoiled milk and rotting meats. The fridge wasn't turned on, obviously. In our heads, this confirmed nobody could be living here, so we became a little less unnerved by the idea of someone possibly being in there as well. Then I heard a creaking sound in the room. The room was decently sized, but I didn't see either of them inside of here. However, I did see this huge black hole in the wall opposite me. I walked closer to it. It was literally this huge hole leading into the inside.
Wait. Let's just talk about what happened to his friends.
Sides of the walls. It was pitch black in there. I couldn't see anything beyond the hole. But as I got closer, I heard breathing. I already knew it was one of them waiting to scare me. I said both their names though, and they both called back "what" from different rooms. I don't have to explain what that meant and what was going on in my head. While most people probably would have ran, I took a few steps closer to the hole out of my stupid curiosity. My two friends entered the room behind me, I guess giving me a little more confidence to step closer. I was maybe 4 feet from the hole when I thought I saw something in there. Something moving. My two friends were whispering, "What do you see?" I was dumb enough to get closer. I was probably 2 feet from the hole in the wall now, when someone's arm reached out from the darkness and started yanking on the collar of my shirt. My friends came yanking on the collar of my shirt. My friends came to help, and in Joel's words, he clawed at the wrinkly, pale-looking arm until it let go. Then we bolted downstairs and out the front door. He
I
contemplated
knew it was coming, but like, dang.
calling the cops.
No, because I was gonna prank him, and then it actually came.
With the chance of someone actually living in there, we didn't want to basically admit to breaking and entering. At a certain hour in the night, you enter a certain mental state in which you're not expecting to be disturbed by the outside world. Like, for example, hearing the doorbell or your phone ringing at 3 a.m. is something that would send shivers down most people's spines. So I guess
Some people's spots. What?
I'll start by saying this was in July of 2020. I don't run the AC much. I tend to leave the windows open with the fan on full blast by my bed. It was very late in the night. I'd been in bed for hours, that's all you need to know. I remember waking up, but not knowing why. I thought I heard some kind of dinging sound, but I couldn't tell for sure. Some stupid kids ding-dong ditching, what else? Though all that was going through my head was that any kids doing that at this hour were real sons of bitches. I closed the door, but I sat in the living room expecting it to happen again. I gave it a few
Doing it over and over again, like, that's insane.
minutes. Then as I was halfway up the stairs, I went as fast as I could down the stairs and back to the front door. I didn't catch them in time though. I wasn't about to deal with this. I got 911 on the phone and told them some little shits were ding-dong ditching my house at this insane hour. The operator wasn't really helpful though. He said it's very likely just some stupid kids and to just stop answering the door and they'll eventually give up. When I asked, he said to call back if they really don't give up or if they go beyond ringing the doorbell. I didn't like hearing that though. It made me a little uneasy. At first I didn't know what it was, but I looked at my window and saw that it was getting soaked. It took me a second to understand someone was spraying my window with the hose. It stopped
Wasn't your window open though?
after a few seconds. I didn't even want to move out of the bed in fear that they would hear that, even as much as I wanted to go for the phone. Then there was a voice, not of a child's. It was a deeper voice, though I can't say exactly how deep because it was someone calling up, "Hey, come outside to your shed." I wanted to be anywhere but in my house at that moment. Our officers eventually came to help look around the house. I stayed outside with one while the other two checked the house and backyard shed. When they said it was safe to come in, I did a little searching myself before they did a police report and left. Of course, from this point on, I always make sure to remember to lock everything. This was extra terrifying for me because it started as what I hoped was just a couple kids pulling a prank, and it turned into someone literally breaking into my house.
That's scary. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.
No more. Let's do one more.
No. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, follow me on Twitch in 6 months. Anyways, do all that good stuff. Peace.